What's going on, guys? I'm back with another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to swap out a motor, because if you watched my last series, baby son of a digger blew his motor. So yeah, I'll talk you through it, and hopefully we can get through it in no time flat. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay guys, here we are. So in my last video, my couple videos ago, I got some mail, and in that mail I had 3 of these, and they are from Panda Hobbies. In the video I showed getting these, I thought there was actually a part number on this, and there's not. So I will post the link to these in the description, so that way if you guys want to get these, it was actually purchased off of Amazon, but I did manage to find the part number and link through their website. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the tools you'll need is just a 1.3 hex or Allen. I am used to calling them Allen, so I think in the future I'm just going to refer to them as an Allen. So 1.3 Allen is all you will need. So these 4 screws, there's 2 more on the other side, and actually I think I'm going to go this another route. I think I'm going to just take the tranny out instead of pulling everything out. So to do this, and all the axial scx24s, the body mount is held on by 2 screws back here. I find it's easier taking the whole body mount off. This is a deadbolt mount mixed with a Wrangler mount, so but every one of them, the Jeep, the C10, the deadbolt, they all mount in the same spot. You can just take those 2 screws out, one on each side, and then the body will just come off. So yeah, I will zip that off a second and then be right back. Okay, I took those 2 screws out, so now you'll notice that there's another hole right next to the screw. That's just a little lining pin for the body mount, and it helps keep it in place while you take the screws in and out. So now you just take your body pins out if you have body pins. In my case, I have a magnet, so you just take that out. You spread your frame apart, and it pops right out. And I gotta unplug my lights. And that's how the body comes off. And now to get your motor and your tranny out, these drive shafts you really don't have to worry about, because they are, I forget the term, but it slides in and out right here at the seam. So it'll just slide on out both ends once you take these 2 screws out. And there is one more. Try to get a good angle, back down in there. I'll just take that one out too, and then those 3 screws will take this whole motor and tranny out in one. So I'm going to do that and be right back. Okay guys, I've gone and loosened up and taken out those 3 screws I pointed out, those 2 on the bottom and the one that goes down into this hole here. So now that whole tranny and motor will just pull right out of there. Might have to persuade it just a little bit. Oh, I know why I'm having such a problem. You gotta unplug it. You gotta unplug the motor from the ESC. There you go. And there you have it, guys. So now you can just take your chassis and just set it aside. So far every screw that we have taken out has been the same length. So I got them back over here. They're kind of blurry, but I got them back over there. Just make sure you don't move them. See them over there? Don't lose them. All right, and now what you do is you take 2 more screws off, which are right there and there, and that will get this plate off. So I'm going to do that a second off camera to keep this video kind of short, and be right back. Okay, I went ahead and took those 2 screws out, so now this plate will just slide right off. And now to get the motor off, you have to take this nut off. This nut is the same size as your wheel nuts, and that is a 4mm socket. Sorry, I failed to mention that earlier. So this so happens to be the right size. It's just a toolkit I picked up actually from my Snap-on guy that comes to my shop. So yeah, but it is a 4mm socket. So I'm going to zip that off a second and be right back. And we're back. Got that nut off. So now, oh shoot, I forgot. You do have to take the front drive shaft off. Sorry, that's again a 3 or 1.3mm or 1.3 hex or Allen. So I'm just gonna quick zip that off on camera. Shouldn't take that long. Just like that. And again, it's the same size as all the other screws that we have been taking off thus far. So I'm gonna just pull it off. See, it can only go on one way. You'll see that when you take it off. And then this gear will come off just like that. And now there are 2 more screws right there and there on either side of your pinion gear. Go ahead and zip those out, and I will be right back. Okay guys, again, I apologize. I have forgotten that these are a different size screw. So these are 1.5 hex / Allen. So yeah, sorry about that. And we're back. I got those 2 screws out, and as you can tell, they are significantly different than the other screws that we have taken out of this truck so far. So make sure you just keep them aside. It's kind of hard to confuse them with the other ones, but just make sure you don't lose them. And then this will just come right off. And that, we're halfway there guys. Old motor junk out, new motor. The last time I did this, the polarity was reversed, so I'm going to have to figure out what I did off camera as to fix that dilemma. But so yeah, anyway, we can go ahead and put it together. Make sure you line up your screws with those holes. Don't tighten them down all the way, because you will have to adjust this to make that mesh with the pinion gear and I forget the name of this gear, but this big gear. So I'm going to throw my screws in and get right back to you. Alright guys, sorry again. I literally just forgot another step. This pinion gear, unless you had gone out and purchased a aftermarket pinion gear, you will have to reuse this gear. It's just pressure fitted on there, so a tiny straight head screwdriver will pry it off. So I'm going to take that off a second and be right back. Okay guys, we are back. I took that gear off and just went ahead and slid it right on there. It does slide on fairly easy. I haven't had an issue in the past of this thing being too loose. What I did last time is, just for peace of mind, I just put a dab of super glue right here, and it seemed to be fine. So yeah, that is that. And now we can take this and mount it back to our motor mount of our tranny. Again, like I said before, you can throw those screws in there and just don't snug them down. And yeah, I'm going to do that and be right back. All right, guys, so I've put my 2 screws in. Hopefully you guys have done the same. They are the shortest ones that we have taken out in this process so far, with a 1.5 hex Allen. So now we can take our big ring gear, and you can notice that there are little nipples on there. Hopefully you guys have paid attention as to how it went on. The longer raised area goes on toward the motor like that. So let's go ahead and slide that on there. It is slotted, it can only go on a certain way. And now what we are looking for is a good mesh in those 2 gears. You don't want them too tight, you don't want them too loose. So you just want a nice comfortable mesh between the 2 so you don't get binding issues or slippage issues. And that looks fairly good, guys. Yeah. So now you can go ahead and take this gear off. Make sure you don't move that motor, but you have to take this gear off so this doesn't slide around. If you want, like I'm going to do, I'm going to snug one of the bolts up just to ensure that that thing doesn't move, and then just go back, double check that mesh again, take your gear off, snug the second one down, and that should be it. And now you can throw your nut back on there. It's the same size nut as your wheel nuts. So let's get that on. Again, a 4mm socket for that nut. Don't over tighten it, just get it snug. It is a locking nut, so it doesn't have to be super tight, and it will not come off. And double check that mesh again. Mine seems a little tight, so I think it's just because that gear is not on far enough, so I'm just going to snug that up a little bit. And there we go. So much better. Ta-da! Alright, so now we can go ahead and put our drive shaft back on, which can only go on one direction. Just like that, and put your screw in there, which I'm going to quick do off camera just to keep this short. And there we have it, guys. Motor installed to tranny and motor mount. So now all you gotta do is finagle this back into the truck. You have to, it's a bit of a battle. I've done this a couple of times. So the short one goes in the front, the longer one goes to the rear, and then you have to slide these shafts into the ends of these here, and it can be somewhat of a battle. Sometimes you have to take your suspension links off in order to do it. If I end up doing that, I will come back and let you know. Alright, be back soon. Okay guys, that actually went pretty simple for me this time. What I did is I slid the front one in first without screwing the motor down. You can tell it's still kind of flopping around in there. Slid it all the way forward, and then I wiggled the rear one in as well, and now you can center it up into the proper position for screwing down your screws. It should just fall into place like it has, and seeing how it's upright, I'm going to throw the screw back in to this hole right there. I'm going to do that off camera, and then after I do that, I'm going to throw these two screws in as well. So be right back. Alright guys, I'm really struggling today. I totally forgot to put this plate back on. So I apologize again. Maybe you can get it in without taking it back out. I think I can. Yeah, because these drive shafts can be a pain. I'm going to attempt to get it back in there without taking it all back out. So I will be right back. Oh, it does go in this way. Honk. Okay, sorry again. I will be right back. Oh geez guys, you can fire me from this tutorial if you want. I failed to mention something else. So this pinion on the motor is longer than stock, so it will rub on your transmission cover. So what I have done in the past is tightened it up and just kind of let the motor work its way in there over time, which is kind of a pain in the butt, and you risk burning your motor up. So then B is you just drill out a hole in there, and I've drilled it all the way through. I haven't had an issue of getting dirt in there too much. I do have an air compressor, so I blow it out quite frequently. But yeah, so you're just gonna drill a hole in there, kind of put it up against the motor like this, and just kind of spin this drive shaft around to kind of score that plastic with that pinion. It can be kind of tough. So yeah, just kind of do that, and then you'll get a reference as to where you got to drill that hole. Yep. You can kind of see, maybe you can't see, you can see that just a little bit in there, that little scoring. Yep, right there. So that's where I'm going to drill my hole. I'm just going to drill like a 1/8 hole just to give it optimal room. So you guys can pick and choose. I think you can actually get away with like a 1/16 hole, but I just go 1/8, call it good. So all right, I will be right back. Okay, we're back. I got my hole drilled, as you can see. So now all we have to do is wiggle this stupid thing back into the truck and tighten it down with those 3 screws I've showed you already. One is going to go there, and the 2 go up from the bottom of the truck, and then we shall get back at it. Be right back. Alright guys, I got my 3 screws in. I got the drive shafts lined up. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a battle for you guys. As you can see, the 2 on the bottom I got screwed in, and I got the one there on the top screwed in as well, right there. So yeah, that is it in a nutshell. From then on, all we have to do is put your body back on, which those little lining pins go into the second hole in, just like that. I don't know if you've seen that. I wasn't paying attention to my camera angle. Those 2 little lining pins go into the second hole, just like that, and then go ahead and flip it down. Take your screws, and screw them back in there. Again, hopefully you've seen my prior videos. I can't stress enough, when screwing into plastic, I always love to back thread a little bit to find that thread path, and then go ahead and send her home just like that. Bam. Go for the second one. Hopefully we can keep this video under 25 minutes. It's getting kind of long. Sorry guys, it's kind of late over here. I got lucky on that one. That one went right in. Bingo, bango. Body's back on. And now you can take, so if you haven't noticed already, you can tell I've relocated my ESC. Your guys's, if it's stock, is usually up front here. Because a baby son of a digger, I should say, is way smaller than that of a stock scx24. I had to kind of move things around. Some people might ask why I didn't go with a 3D printed battery relocating tray. Is because I just didn't like the way it looked. So this doesn't look the greatest either, but the other one came out so far. I just didn't like it. So now you can kind of squeeze your wire back underneath of there. Again, yours is probably just going to be a battery tray right here, but mine is the ESC tray. And then go ahead and plug it back into the motor slot. It can only be plugged in one direction. Just like that. And now let's give it a try to see what the polarity is like. Battery in there. Can already tell right now, guys, it's probably going to be backward. Ran into this problem in the past. So let's see here. Turn it on. And pull it. Oh, that actually. Oh, they are going. It's right, guys. Sweet. Maybe I just got a bad apple the last time. But they are turning in the proper rotation. So there you have it, guys. That is how you do a motor transfer swap. Hopefully that wasn't too frustrating for you with my little forgetfulness in this whole process. But yeah, there you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you later.